Today, Baba is giving us the formula for removing, Baba says, which awareness should you have so that you never wilt or experience waves of sorrow. So, in this world, we see people losing happiness or experiencing waves of sorrow. But Baba says that Baba has given us awareness, Baba has given us the knowledge, and if we stay in that awareness, then we will never wilt and never experience waves of sorrow. And Baba says that if you stay in the awareness that you're going to go to the world of peace, going to go back home, and you're going to come to that world of heaven and happiness, and that Baba is creating a spiritual kingdom, Rajasthan, for you. And we are going to come to that world, and you hold this in your awareness, then you would never experience waves of sorrow. Now, you see that most people in the world are always thinking about the future, and we lose happiness when we think about the future. If you think about anxiety, which is huge these days, and I think it was there earlier also, but people were not very aware. So, people just said, I have a sinking feeling in the heart, or that way. But anxiety is always about the future. And there are people who live in the past, but those are lesser in number. There are more people who live in the future, and there are very few who live in the present. So, and Baba gives us the knowledge of the past, present, and future. And Baba tells us that if you have to think about the past, then always think about the remote past, when you were in your golden age. And so if you are a person who dwells in the past, think about that past. Because you see, yes, whatever you are remembering from the past happened, but then what Baba is telling us also happened. So if you are a person who lives and dwells in the past, so Baba has a solution for you, that you remember the past of the golden age. And anyways, a past is past. So you are just remembering what you want to remember about the past. Because if you, so past is a very interesting thing, that when something is past, and have you seen that if something happened in the childhood, this birth's childhood, and then you are 4 siblings, and then there are parents, and everybody was there when that happened. And then years later, you people discuss it. And then you figure out that everybody has a different version of it. So I remember there was this one episode, and when I was sitting with my brothers and sisters from my Lokik life, so I told them, this person who used to visit our place, he had this nature. And they said, no, he was not like this. Why did you feel like this? So they had a total different story to tell about that person. And one of them said, I miss him a lot, so he was a very good person. And I said, no, he was the worst person who should never have visited our place. So you see that we had a very different version of the past. And then we could not arrive at a conclusion about whose version is actually right. So, if you look at the past also, there is nothing objective about it. So it depends on, how you perceived it, how you chose to record it, what was your mindset, what was your attitude, everything that decides your version of the past. And so if you understand this much, it is very easy to let go. So, even letting go of your version of the past is an act of letting go of ego. So, ego tells you, I know better. So, I know actually what happened, or I know whatever my version is the correct version. But if you just allow, the knowledge that Baba gives you to sink in, that, okay, everything, Baba says everything happened for good. So maybe everything happened for good. So even if you don't say, everything happened for good, you just put a maybe and you say, if Baba is saying, then maybe, I should allow this thought that maybe everything happened for good. And then you just stick to what Baba says. And then Baba says that don't remember whatever happened from the Copper Age to the Iron Age, because it was all messed up. So don't remember that. We are wise souls. So it is my mind. Why would I choose to remember that which makes me uncomfortable? So today also Baba talks about sensibility, and why would a sensible soul choose to remember that which gives sorrow? Yes, so if you are choosing to think in a manner, to see in a manner, to live in a manner which is giving you sorrow, then that means you're not sensible. And if you look at the reality, then all pain is self-inflicted, because all pain arises by the way you think about people, places, and things and events that happened or are happening. So, why would you, as a sensible soul, choose to think about something the way you are thinking about it, if it is taking away your happiness and it is giving you sorrow? And Baba says that you have a choice. You can think about your time in the golden age. So, sometimes people, so when people don't have knowledge, they don't have this choice, because they don't know anything other than what they remember. So, but Baba gives us this knowledge that you spent 2500 years in absolute purity, peace, beauty, happiness, harmony. So, just remember that. Just remember. So, if you remember yourself as, if you remember bad relationships of this birth, why remember them? Just remember the harmonious relationships you had in Satyug, and that makes you, that puts you in a place where you are happy with yourself right now, and there is that happiness, and that happiness attracts more happiness. So this is why it is very important to follow Srimad. If you follow Srimad, then you remember the world of happiness, the world of peace, and then you attract the world of peace and happiness, or create the world of peace and happiness. So this is one thing about the past. Then there are most people who live in the future. Now, and I told you about anxiety, and anxiety is always about the future. What will happen? How will this pan out? Or what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And then if you look at Baba's knowledge, Baba says that everything will happen, but then we will go back to our sweet home and to the world of happiness. And if you just hold that, then you will lose all waves of sorrow that come from thinking about the future. Yes, and whatever you are worrying about, even if that happens, even if your worst fears come true, then what? Even that is not permanent. Because, just like the world of happiness was not permanent, the world of sorrow is also not permanent. And then you know that this too shall pass, and you will go to that world of peace and happiness. So, all you have to focus on is, so when you stop thinking sorrowfully about the past and future, then you can focus on the present actually. And all the power lies in what you do in the present. So, if you free yourself from the worry of the future and the pain of the past by using this method, by thinking about the true past and true future, then you will be able to do something in the present that is worthwhile. And when you do that, then you will be happy, because happiness is the product of good karma. So until and unless you're present in the present moment, how do you choose to do actions which actually create fortune and create a happy state of mind? So if you free yourself from the thoughts of the past and future, and this is a very good method, but who will be able to use this method? So, how many of you think you will be able to use this method? If you ask yourself very truly, then this method Baba has given us since very long. But why are we not using this method? Because you see, we are not rotating the Swadershan Chakra enough. So we are not thinking about ourselves as souls, and we are not thinking about our story as the unlimited story that Baba has told me about myself. So we are still very limited in our version of my story. So if you look at the picture of the ladder, then in that picture of the ladder, Baba says that this is the story of the rise and fall of Bharat. And this is your story. And my story is a very unlimited story. So, when somebody tells you, tell me about yourself, how many of you would start from the soul world to Satyug to Copper Age to Iron Age, from becoming a Brahmin to going back to the soul world? That is actually your story. But then where do you start? Even when you start talking to yourself, what is your version of your whole story? Is it from the time you can remember from this birth? Or because you see, you go to any psychologist and the first thing they will ask you is, tell me about yourself. And when you start telling them about yourself, then whatever you tell about yourself is what you remember. Okay, so and what you remember is actually playing in your mind, and that is the reason for whatever you are doing, whatever you're feeling. So if you want to understand where your problem is coming from, then all the problem lies in what you remember about yourself. Yes, and I heard somebody, and that person was saying something very nice. They said that as a child, I was very, in this life, in this birth, I was treated very well. So I was very pampered, and I was, I had a lot of appreciation, and everybody just told me, you're the best. And then she said that in my later life, I didn't do that great. So, according to the parameters of the society, if you ask me, I led a very ordinary position in the society because I was not holding a big status or, big position in an office or anything. But everybody used to be very impressed with me when they met me, and that made me climb the ladders of success. And if you ask me what made me have that confidence, so I always remembered how I was in my childhood. So I always remembered, that attitude through which everybody saw me in my childhood. And when I held that, then that aura used to reach everybody, and they used to feel that, this person is somebody important because of the confidence I radiated, although I was living a very ordinary existence. So I was not great according to social parameters, but then today I'm great. And she said this was the process. And if you look at it, maybe, not everybody is that fortunate to look back at the Lokik childhood and feel that way. But if you have faith in Baba and faith in Baba's knowledge, then Baba tells me that I have spent 2,500 years ruling as a deity. And I am somebody who had health, wealth, happiness, harmony, beauty, everything. And if I just hold that in my awareness, and I hold that this is who I'm going to be tomorrow, then how much of influence could the anomalies or the unfavorable situations of the present time, how much influence could they have on me? Almost nothing. So Baba says that you must have faith. You should be soul conscious, and that's why today's Murli is all about being soul conscious. So when you're soul conscious, you don't look at yourself as. So you see that when in Christianity there is a soul that leaves a body, then on the grave they write the date. Okay, they write the date, so 1936 to 1999 or something. And what is that date? That is the date of the body that is lying in the coffin. Okay, so that date is not of the soul. So you have a body from this to this. So this lifespan is the lifespan of the body. But you are a soul, and your lifespan is not the lifespan of the body. Your lifespan is beginning from, it is eternal. So at least one cycle is beginning from the soul world back to the soul world. And this whole cycle is your lifespan. And Baba says, be soul conscious. When you are soul conscious, you look at yourself as you really are. You don't look at yourself, you don't look at a snippet of your life and start labeling yourself according to that. So I'm not a woman, or I'm not 40 or 45 years of age. I'm not this. I'm an eternal soul. And I'm a soul that belongs to the soul world. I'm a soul whose parent is the Sarva Shaktivan Shiv Baba, and I'm a soul that has been a deity soul for 2,500 years. And when you become soul conscious, when you know, so you see in this world, when people die, and today Baba underlines this, that when people die, then people are saying that the soul left for heavenly abode, or you pray for the peace of the soul. So that means that the soul and body are separate. And then Baba says that then, people make this big mistake. They say, I have a soul. And then they think that I am the body and I have a soul. But Baba says, no, you are the soul. And you start becoming soul conscious that I am this one. And then this is just a temporary phase of my journey when I am depleted, degraded, and I have lost my power. But then I can go back to my power by remembering Baba. And then when you are soul conscious, you only remember Baba. Because you see, have you seen that when I remember there was this one brother and he fell really sick. So he was in his 80s, I think, and so the physical age was 80 years roughly, and he fell really sick with the body, and at that time he was only interested in where was the doctor. So he didn't think about his children, he didn't think about his grandchildren. He was only concerned about the doctor. The only thing he asked was, when will the nurse come? When will the doctor come? Well, what is the time for my medicine? Because, his consciousness is, I'm sick. So when the consciousness is, I'm sick, then your relationship is with the doctor. Yes. So when your consciousness is, I am a mother. So you see, when people get married, the consciousness is, I am a husband or a wife, and then, you are concerned about the spouse. But then once the child arrives, the consciousness is, I'm a mother or I'm a father, and then you don't care about the spouse. You only care about the child. So that is how consciousness works. And Baba says, when you come to the consciousness that you are a soul, then your only concern will be Baba. Because Baba is the one who is going to heal you, provide for you, who is going to, fulfill you, who is going to give you the inheritance. So you understand that only Baba matters. And nobody else matters. Everybody is there, but then the only one who matters is Baba. So Baba says, just make this practice to be soul conscious. And this whole month we will get a lot of material on knowledgeful points on how to practice to be bodiless. So use all of that. It is very, very important. And you see, Baba says that because nothing is going to come without practice. And the most difficult thing, or not difficult, but the thing that requires the most practice is to be soul conscious. Because 63 births we have been body conscious. Yes, just think about habit. You put one password on your phone and then you change the password, and then for 3 days you keep putting the wrong password because you cannot get used to the new password. Whereas, you are the one who changed it. But still, habits are so difficult. And just think about how long you've been using that password, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And think about body consciousness, 63 births. Very big habit we have. And then Baba says, make effort to be soul conscious. And Baba is telling us that even so, from the points that we have heard until now in this, Avyakti Share, so Baba says, whenever you are doing something, do it, and then just go back to that awareness that I am a soul. Remember your whole cycle, remember your home, remember your Baba, and know who you are. Allow those qualities in you to emerge. And even when you're using the body, just be aware that I'm seeing through the eyes, I'm hearing through the ears, I'm speaking through the mouth, and I am in peace and power, so I have choice. So when you are conscious that you are the Karavanhar and this body is the Karanhar, then Baba says that you are always aware that you are the one making decisions and choices, and that you have a choice. And then you make choices which with which you are here, you're doing everything, but you're very detached. And then when you want to be bodiless, you can do that in a second. Yes, and Baba today also tells us that you have to perform this exercise, that as soon as you have this thought, I am a soul, you just switch to soul consciousness. So whether it's a time of upheaval, whether there's a situation in front of you, whether there's a big challenge in seva, whatever, if you are able to create a thought, I am a soul, and switch to soul consciousness and be detached and take power from Baba, then you will be able to be soul conscious in your final moments. This is what Baba is telling us today. So perform this exercise. And whenever you are in a situation of upheaval, or in an unfavorable situation, or in some kind of obstruction, then you must know that the only way to figure out a solution is to be soul conscious. So the first thing you should do is try to be soul conscious. If you beat your head in body consciousness, you will never arrive at a solution. And if you just make the effort to be soul conscious, then you will receive the touching from Baba and you will know what to do. So Baba says that keep practicing this, and you have to make it your life's mission to be soul conscious. In order to, because you see, practicing anything is not easy until it is your life's mission. Anybody who is good at anything, they have given their life to it. Nobody is good at anything for free. So I remember, there was this one brother, and he's a businessman, and he got a very big land which was sanctioned by a government authority. And so I told him, and he is very young, he's not even 40. So I told him it's a great achievement that you got the land so early. And you know what he told me? How do you know I got it early? So I said, no, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sorry. And I'm just assuming. So he said, I will share something with you. I started thinking about this land when I was 12 years of age. So I got it after 16 years. So you may think that I got it early, but I got it after 16 years. I just started young. So you see, anything, sometimes you feel that somebody got where they got just like that, but no, everybody put in their sweat and toil and their life into it. So if you want to be soul conscious, and Baba says, you see, people are hankering after so many things, after education, after these land and this and that. And what does that give them? A very limited income. But here, if we are soul conscious and we remember Baba and we do what Baba asks us to do, we are going to have 21 births of heavenly bliss. And then why should we not invest that much in being soul conscious? So you have to understand the importance of this practice and put your life into it. And when you're soul conscious, you will only remember your original past and original future. And then nothing can worry you, nothing can take away your happiness, nothing can cause you sorrow, and you will always be focused in the present moment and do what you need to do, because only a happy soul can follow Srimad. Anybody who lives in the past and future cannot follow Srimad. So this is something that Baba tells us. And then Baba tells us that this is a big hospital of the diseased, this whole world. And it is such an enlightening thing. I will tell you one experience I had. So I don't know whether I should or shouldn't, but one time I was traveling in the metro, and suddenly, I had this vision that everybody is just like a zombie. And where nobody is, the all that happiness, or all that whatever they are putting on their face is just a facade, and the reality is very dark. And I had this very clear vision, and I felt it. And from that day, I had a lot of vairag. I really felt after that day, I never felt something of this world attracted me, because it was as if I could see the underlayers of whatever is there. So, just like if you can see the skeleton of bones and this through the body every time, would you be attracted to anything? No. So just think about having an X-ray machine on your eyes, and then you can never be attracted to anything. So it was something like that. And then from that day, I had a lot of vairag in this whole world. And Baba says that just look at this whole world, and it is actually a big hospital where everybody is diseased, and everybody is in pain. So disease means discomfort, if you literally translate it. And every discomfort comes from, the soul not being in the perfect state. So everybody is in disease, and so whether it is physical, emotional, financial, social, spiritual, of course, everybody has. So Baba says, when you're sinful, then you are diseased. And when you are viceless, so when you're vicious, you're diseased, and when you're viceless, you are in that world of happiness. You are in that world which is free from disease. So Baba says, make effort to become viceless. And people don't know. People are looking at temporary solutions to get over their disease. Yes, people just look at, how many people are taking the medicine for blood pressure, but they are doing nothing about their stress that's causing the blood pressure. And that's why blood pressure is a chronic condition. And most things are, most illnesses today qualify as chronic illnesses, because you are never treating the root of that illness. And the root is spiritual and then psychological, and it is only manifesting as physical. And you're just trying to do symptom reduction, because on the physical level, there are just symptoms. The root is not physical. So whatever treatments we are doing is basically symptom reduction. It is not cure or healing. And cure or healing is about, knowing that the root lies in your state of viciousness. And then knowing the solution to that when you remember Baba and draw into yourself the purity of the ocean of purity, then you will become viceless, then you become healed. So this is also something that Baba says. But I find that, just knowing that this is a big hospital is also very huge, because then you are both, vairagi and compassionate. because you don't expect anything, because you understand that everybody is a patient and you can't expect anything from a patient, and you're also compassionate because now you are the master healer. Okay, Om Shanti. Let's thank Baba for some time. Okay, before that, please share whatever you wish to share.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today, Baba also speaks about dharana.
Yes.
When we practice to become soul conscious, only then dharana will be completed.
Correct.
And we should not make much efforts on physical level to do that dharana. In fact, we should keep our focus on the dincharya and mancharya that Baba has given us. And every hour, 1 minute, these efforts will help much more, I think.
Yes, correct.
And our soul will be activated.
Yes.
Then all our dharana will come following that also.
Yes. Because dharana comes from soul consciousness.
Soul consciousness.
Yes.
It naturally comes, Nadir.
Yes, sure it does. Okay.
And we are hard working on dharana only and not remembering Baba.
Yes. That is why, it's so effort making. So that's why we are feeling that tiredness of effort.
Heart tiredness. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yes, anybody else wants to say something?
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Baba says letting go of the past that is giving you pain and causing sorrow, and the worry about the future. So if I think about my true future, that I am going to be this deity, and the original past I used to be in Paramdam, so that will ease out your pain and worries.
Yes.
That I was this, and like my past was so huge, and I'm going to be such a kind of deity. So that is going to ease. And when you are free from your past and your future, that will help you to make your present more worthwhile and constructive.
Correct.
And second thing which you told is, if I remember, I'm going to be like I ruled as a deity for 2,500 years, and I'm again going to become the same. So how much like the present situations, if it is not conducive to me today, how much impact does it make then? Because I know what I was and what I'm going to become.
Correct.
So that's going to help me to ease out the situation today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Hanji. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Bhai.
Om Shanti.
I like a beautiful thought of yours about the big hospital of this world vision. This is amazing, viragya and compassionate feeling for the same sentence of hospital. I don't know I can convey my feeling or not, but this is totally opposite things, viragya and compassionate feeling. I want more knowledge points on this, if you have.
So when you understand that everybody is diseased, just like, you are a doctor, so you understand that when you see a patient, then what is your attitude? No expectation and only compassion. Right? So you know that it's your duty to help them heal themselves, and you also know that they are not in a position to fulfill your expectations, so you don't have any expectations. So when you look at the whole world as having spiritual disease, then that kind of attitude you have towards every soul, not just towards those who come to you and sit before you as a patient only. Right?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Okay.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Didi, today in the class, I understood that whatever pain we are feeling, it is due to our limited thoughts of past and future that are related to our body consciousness. And when we widen our perspective that I am a soul and look towards our distant past and the coming future, then all our pains will be released. And at the same time, I have to practice soul consciousness continuously to overcome the difficulties that I am facing during this life, because only that is the solution for all the problems.
Yes.
Thank you, Devi.
Thank you, Om Shanti.